Well, first of all, I appreciate you guys coming out to cover our team. We always appreciate the coverage, and I know our players do. We've been working extremely hard. We're very optimistic heading into the season. Expectations are high for this team. I think that we've had good work up to this point, starting back in June when we started our summer condition and our simulated training, and we came back in pretty good shape after a short vacation there in July, and we're headed into week 2 of camp. Tomorrow or Friday we'll have our first live scrimmage action, so we're looking forward to seeing what guys can do in the live looks. We do have a lot of new players on the team. We were hit pretty good by the transfer portal back in December, and to make that up, we were able to bring in a lot of transfers that have come in, and as far as I can see, I think they've really gelled well with our current players, and it's been a good thing for us, and I think we've upgraded our roster at certain positions. But again, the one reservation you do have is you have a lot of guys that you haven't gone into a game with, and so you're always have a little bit of concern how they'll play when the proverbial lights come on, and hopefully some of those questions will be answered tomorrow. One big thing that we do need to find out over the next couple weeks before we get into game week versus Kennesaw is a lot of the backup positions need to be settled pretty quickly to make sure we have the depth that we need, because we're going to end up having to play a lot of people, and injuries and things happen throughout the course of a season, so you better be deep at all your spots. But right now, week 2, all's going well. I think we've stacked 3 really good days together this week. Yesterday may have been our best practice of fall camp thus far, and we're just continuing to work hard at getting great effort and working on our fundamentals each and every day, and trying to find out what the guys can do so we can put them in the best position to succeed on Thursday evenings or Saturdays during the course of the season. Nobody can be here forever, and I mean, you look back, and we had Devlin Hodges, who a couple years ago y'all asked the same question, and then Liam Welch comes in and he plays at a very, very high level, and we have right now we got a great quarterback room, and Michael Hires and Nick Scalzo are right now battling. They're the 1 and 2 guys that are battling for the position, and I'm very confident that whichever one wins the job, if they both have to play, that's fine. But both of them have shown that they're very capable of running this offense at a very high level. I think anybody would like to have a legitimate starter that you feel really good about, but throughout my career, there's been games where I played 3 quarterbacks. We're going to play who gives us the best chance to win. We're still early in camp. A lot of things could happen between now and the first game. But like I said, I'll go back and say it again. I knew this would be the first question you asked, which it should be. But Hodges left. Man, the sky's falling in. Welch comes in. Has a little bit of rough patch there early. Plays at a high level. We got some guys in that room that are very capable of being the guy in a few years. You ask me, how are you going to replace those guys? Yes. Well, you have to have a balance, okay? So the big thing is you got to be great in your fundamentals. If you're not good in your fundamentals and the players don't give good effort, it doesn't matter what you run, okay? So you're always constantly preaching that message: fundamentals, effort, fundamentals, effort. And then you got to put your base in, because if you don't have a good foundation, the rest of it's not going to work very well. But our guys right now, I mean, the ones that have been here, they know. I mean, the things that we're doing is preparing us not only for the season, but it is also preparing us to play our very best versus Kennesaw State. So it's a little bit of a mix there. There is a fine line on doing too much. But the big thing in game 1, man, you don't want to err on going out there and doing too much. You want to keep it simple, let the guys go out there and play, because, again, our schedule is very difficult to start the season. I mean, we're going to play possibly a top 5 team, for sure a top 10 team in Kennesaw, and then of course, we go play the old scrappy Georgia Bulldogs game too. So, but we're going to be ready, and then we get into play Tennessee Tech, and then we get into conference play. So, we got to come out of the gates rolling. And hopefully we'll be at that point here in a couple weeks. Yeah, we put last season behind us. The big thing with that is we got beat 5 times by every game was a touchdown or less, and so we got to do a better job of finishing games. We got to do a better job of making our own luck and finding a way to do that. So last year was last year, and hopefully the old worm will turn for us this year, and we'll win some of those close games. But it says a lot about our conference. Each week, man, it's a battle, and everybody's pretty close to being the same. And again, we got a lot of new guys that wasn't here last year. And if we went undefeated last year, this is a different year. No 2 teams are ever the same. And again, our guys expect to win. They're working hard, and hopefully it'll pay off come early. Late August, early September. You always want to leave any place that you've been better than you found it, and I'm very confident every place I've been. Some places we've won more games and championships than other places, but I've always felt like every place that we've ever gone, from a facility standpoint, from a character standpoint on the team, that we've left the place better than when we found it. So that's what you're trying to do. We're doing a lot of good things to our stadium. The school's getting ready to do a lot of good things to the north end zone down there in a couple years, which will enhance our recruiting as well. And then as far as our players go, it's a little bit different now because the guys are so much older on the team. I mean, I got guys that are 23 and 24 playing on the team now due to the extra COVID year and some of the transfer rules and things of that nature. Got guys who are married on the team now, which you used to not have many of those guys. I'm looking over at Nathan East back there in the back, our all conference linebacker. But these guys are doing well. I mean, I'm telling you, we got guys. Gavin Orr, he's almost through with pharmacy school. Nathan East is, going almost done with PT school. Then you get a guy like Montrell that comes in and just kind of grinds his way and is doing great right now with the Denver Broncos. So, the success story after success story. And I would like to take the credit. I hope that myself and our staff had a little bit to do with that. But I think a lot of it is just the Samford brand from academic standpoint, and what these guys go through each and every day has a lot to do with their success once they leave here. It's a concern moving forward, depending on what the Power Fives or decide to do at the end of the day with what it looks like it's going to more mega conferences. Whether that happens or not, the time will tell. But I think it's important for the game, and if you'll listen to some old clips from Coach Smart over at Georgia, not everybody can play at Alabama. Not everybody can play at Georgia or Michigan or Ohio State or UCLA, USC, you name it. But if you want to be a good college player, get a great degree, learn a lot of life lessons through the game of football, there's a level for everybody, okay? And for the smaller levels, which I've been, I've coached at, if the big guys don't, play us, it could hurt this level of ball, because that money that Georgia's going to pay us, that makes almost half of our budget this year to allow these guys to pay them for their scholarships, make sure we got good equipment for the old guys, where we feed them good, take good care of them. So it's important. For us to continue to play those games, to keep our program operating at a very high level, considering we're an FCS team.